every Sunday to Mount Hope Cemetery.
Without fail, Margaret Louise Wyatt makes the trip to this spot just to say hello to Michelle.
Honey, I love you. Those were the last words I said to her.
You can feel the pain of a parent who outlived her child.
My only daughter.
The pain of not knowing why she died or who killed her 40 long years ago. On October 9th, 1980, San Diego Sheriff's deputies taped up a murder scene on Kerrigan Court in Santee. A roommate discovered 20-year-old Michelle Wyatt lying in her living room. She had been raped, then killed.
Cause of death was strangulation.
The avid scuba diver, tap dancer, and young model so full of life was now lifeless.
She was adventurous.
Childhood friend Sue Sorrells remembers the moment that changed her life.
It was the single most horrible thing.
Detectives searched for clues, followed leads, but never named any suspects. The Wyatt family consulted a psychic, a Cherokee medicine man. They also spoke to 10 News just months after the murder, pleading for answers.
I would like to get the reward going. Maybe it'll help bring the killer in. Maybe it'll save somebody else's life if that killer is caught.
She's forever 20. She'll never have a grandchild for me. She'll never be able to get married. All these things she misses out on.
She says time does not heal all wounds. Every anniversary, birthday, and holiday,
How could someone kill someone that pretty?
it triggers sorrow and desperation.
It's great for me to look through and see pictures of my daughter, but it's very, very sad too, because she isn't here.
So once again, 4 decades later, she's opening up to 10 News.
I just keep hoping that someone will come forward and say, Mrs. Wyatt, I can help you. That's what I'm hoping for. If someone will just come over and say that.
Perhaps a new set of eyes and new DNA science will pinpoint the killer.
We've had several very good detectives conduct follow-up on this case. This is a tough one, but like I said, there are advancements in technology.
Or better yet, persuade the killer to come forward.
If we're gonna do it, let's do it now. Let's get this thing solved.
So for the first time, Mrs. Wyatt can finally know the truth of what happened to the young woman she visits every Sunday.
Nani, I'm 79 and I don't have much longer. Are they going to be able to crack this case before I go? I really hope so.
All right, folks, it's been more than 40 years. Now is the time. Here's the phone number, 858-974-2321. It's the San Diego County Sheriff's Department Homicide Unit, 858-974-2321. Any piece of information, anything you may know or may be heard. I don't care if it's third degree hearsay, it does not matter. You know something, you heard something, please come forward now. We've got a couple of special guests joining us right now from San Diego, California by phone. Michelle's parents, Ray and Louise Wyatt, are with us. Ray and Louise, thank you for joining us. I know it's not easy, but I know you want to speak on behalf of Michelle and want to help us get to know her. Ray, tell me about your daughter.
Well, she was very vibrant, and she was a go-getter. She had a good job and worked well with others. She liked to roller skate. She did skateboarding, scuba diving. She did just about all the things that a young person would really enjoy, and it's a real loss.
Louise, 20 years old. That's when she's your daughter, right? But she's starting to become a woman, taking her place in the world, and she never got the chance to do that.
That is true. There's a lot of young people out there. They're relying on someone else to help them. Michelle always relied on herself. She got her job. She wanted something. She had the money to buy it. She didn't ask anyone else for help. And she was just a person within her own skin, doing what she wanted to do and trying to help other people.
Yeah, we're looking at these pictures, and really amazing. Louise, what was going on? Where was she living in 1980, and what was going on in her life?
She was living in Santee. She had a young woman come in and rent one of the rooms, and she told me that, I don't know if I should be saying this or not, she didn't like the lady. She was doing things that she shouldn't have been doing, having men in the apartment that Michelle did not like. She was scared of them. Did the sheriff's department check all those guys out? I don't know. They wouldn't give me any information. They wouldn't give my detective any information. And finally, a cold case man came forward last year. His name was Brian Patterson. But he doesn't talk to us, so we don't know what he's doing, if anything. We're just waiting and hoping that someone will call. But so far, nope. And I still go to the cemetery every week. Of course, I carried my gun then. I don't carry my gun now because I got the city to get us a security guard out there that helps to protect the people. And but I'm still taking my daughter flowers. That's all I can give her now. I can't buy her a pretty dress or take her to the movies. I miss her desperately.
No, all we can do is just sit back and wait and hope that somebody will come forward. Somebody might hear something. Messages like this can probably help. Who knows? Sure hope so.
We all do. That's the motivation behind this segment is to keep these stories alive, because the more that they're talked about, there's just a better chance or opportunity. You don't know who knows something or might hear something that might motivate them to come forward. Ray, what Louise just told me about the room, did the roommate cooperate initially? Did she speak with you after all of this happened?
No, we didn't have much we had a very little conversation with her, because I think she was told, don't say anything, don't tell anybody anything, because it was, under investigation, which I can understand that.
She's the one that found Michelle.
Yeah. And that, but what you told me, Louise, about, your daughter didn't like that there were some men coming in. I mean, that's an obvious place where I've got to hope that investigators looked at through the years and looked at again and again and again. And they haven't told you much. Do you know, I know we're getting a little technical here, but in 1980 is right around the time, it's before DNA becomes what we know that it is today. But do you know if they were able to get any sort of forensic evidence at the scene there? Have they shared any of that with you?
Yes, they do have DNA evidence. They've been able to enter that into a system.
Well, that's something. And I've seen cases this old and older that have been solved, and a lot of times it has a DNA component to it. So I think that's good news. Ray and Louise, we posted this online and for people to share, so we just spread the word as much as possible. But people have also been commenting, and Peggy tonight writes, someone was stalking her. Was there anything that you've heard through the years that maybe there was someone stalking her, or had she ever complained about anything like that?
Just about the men that the woman would meet in the bars and bring home to the apartment. Michelle would say, she didn't like the way they looked at her. you know. And she says, Mom, I got to tell her she's got to leave. Now, whether she ever did that or not, I don't know. But they are trying to do something other than the DNA, and I can't think of what it's called, with...
well, that genealogy tie.
Oh, the genealogy ties, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, there's these sites like 23andMe, Ancestry.com, and a lot of people, and it can even be a relative if there's some sort of map that might lead you there. So that's good news. That's hopeful news.
Yeah,
If they're
that
taking
is.
those steps, that could get us a lot closer. Ray and Louise Wyatt, our thoughts and prayers are with your family. We hope that you get the answer you're looking for. I know you're not going to get closure because you lost your beautiful daughter, but our thoughts are with you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well,
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
All right, folks. Again, if you know anything, please call the number that we put up on the screen. We'll be back with more right after this.